Doctors Without Borders has recorded abuse on Sudanese refugees. Over 59 allegations of misconduct, including sexual abuse. Some women describe the situation as sex being demanded in exchange for jobs. 400 million Christians face extreme levels of persecution. It's a very dangerous time to be Christian. Obviously, North Korea being the most dangerous place on earth to be Christian. South Africa is at the World Cup. Morocco is at the World Cup. And Africans are not supporting these two teams. If you and your brother are having a disagreement, you and your brother are fighting, and your neighbor walks in to try and beat up your brother, you are going to defend your brother against your neighbor. Doctors Without Borders has recorded abuse on Sudanese refugees. Over 59 allegations of misconduct, including sexual abuse. Some women describe the situation as sex being demanded in exchange for jobs, food. Some of them have not even spoken out because they feel that some of these benefits will be taken away. 18 people have been sacked from the organization as investigations are still ongoing.
Doctors Without Borders has found a pattern of abuse and sexual exploitation by some staff working in Chad near the Sudanese border, according to a confidential internal memo obtained by the Associated Press. The report, completed in July, documented 59 allegations ranging from sexual harassment to exploitation and abuse. It said 18 staff members, including international, local, and contract workers, were dismissed or barred from future employment. According to the memo, some female refugees were allegedly exploited in exchange for food, water, milk, or jobs. The report also cited cases involving underage girls and said repeated patterns suggested possible organized sexual trafficking.
It's heartbreaking because these people are coming from Sudan, running away from the crisis in Sudan, and now they're in Chad in refugee camps, and then we have sexual assault happening there. Now, a quick reminder that the crisis in Sudan is still ongoing. The death toll is anywhere between 150,000 to 400,000 people. It's a huge crisis, but obviously there is no outcry. People won't talk about what's happening in Sudan because of the nature of the people that are dying. But for today, we want to remember not only the people dying in Sudan, but also the victims of sexual abuse by Doctors Without Borders. Again, we'll continuously say that the more Africa is dependent on aid, the more Africans are dependent on humanitarian work. Well, we thank God for all the great humanitarian people out there. Please keep on doing the work, but that cannot be the basis upon which nations are built. We call for justice. That's the Sudan crisis. We're going to be keeping you updated on both the Sudan crisis and the Doctors Without Borders situation. South Africa is at the World Cup. Morocco is at the World Cup. And Africans are not supporting these two teams. Africans turned into Brazilians. Africans turned into Mexicans just to pass a statement. Now, to be clear, Africans are not spewing hate against these two countries. They are trying to communicate something. Personally, I support all African teams at the World Cup, including South Africa and Morocco and France. Why? Because if you and your brother are having a disagreement, you and your brother are fighting, and your neighbor walks in to try and beat up your brother, you are going to defend your brother against your neighbor. We have serious disagreements with South Africa right now and with Morocco, but we still support you in the World Cup and we wish you all the best. When you come back home, we have unfinished business. Obviously, Morocco at one point, I think it was in the last World Cup, saying that they never played for Africans. People have always felt that Morocco doesn't identify with Africa. And South Africa, obviously, because of what's going on now, we see that foreigners have been given until June 30th. And we're keeping watch. We're watching the time clock. Until June 30th, all foreigners, all illegal immigrants must leave South Africa. We've got big questions. Is this something being enforced by the government? How is it that the government is tolerating it? What authority do citizens have to kick people out of the country? Where is the Ministry of Home Affairs? Where is the police? Where's the immigration officials? I saw another video of a Nigerian man. I don't know if he was Nigerian or or Ghanaian. I think he must be West African. He was talking about how he's employed over 26 South Africans in his shop. He has all the legal papers, but they still insisted that he goes. Is it now about illegal immigration, or is it just about all immigrants? Our eyes are open to see what will happen on June 30th. Now, I want to mention this, that not all South Africans are xenophobic. I know a lot of South Africans who do not hold to that position. However, the situation is not looking good. South Africa, we got to do better. South Africans, we have to do better. Thinking about it from the realm of the spirit, I've talked about this before, that God gave South Africa a Joseph position. God gave South Africa a Joseph position in Africa, favored amongst his brothers, to be a leader even in the African Renaissance. Right now, if you look at what's going on across the continent, there's this Pan-African spirit, there's this unity spirit, there's this fight to elevate Africa that's spreading all across the continent. And South Africa was strategically positioned economically as well as culturally and with influence to be a torchbearer for the reconstruction of Africa and to bring back dignity to Africa. However, this alienation that is going on now is creating a division, and we need to pray for South Africa that that spiritual position of destiny that God gave her in Africa will not be lost. South Africa is a beacon of hope for Africa, and we need to pray that this confusion does not derail where South Africa needs to go and what South Africa needs to be. It is a sign of how engraved colonialism is in the mind of an African, that before 1818 at the Berlin Conference, there was no such thing as South Africa, no such thing as Zambia and Zimbabwe. But now we are holding on to these strong identities that were imposed on us by the colonial power. Africa, we've got to do better. 400 million Christians face extreme levels of persecution. Nigeria leading with the highest number of Christians kidnapped or killed. It's a very dangerous time to be Christian. Obviously, North Korea being the most dangerous place on earth to be Christian. Christians are being persecuted directly and indirectly. When you look at social media, when you look at the workplace in most countries, it's actually cool to be any other religion. They'll fancy you it's cool to say you're this religion or that religion. But Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria, in the Congo, in most Islamic countries. These are the signs of the times. This is a call for Christians all around the world to pray for Christians all around the world. In this time when Christians are being persecuted, we must stand. We must not think, well, I live in a peaceful country, so it doesn't bother me. Remember that once upon a time, some of these countries were peaceful countries. I mean, a country like Nigeria has got some of the biggest churches in the world, but right in their backyard, there is this persecution on Christians. We have to pray. We have to stand together. These are the days to be alert. This is not the time to lose hope or to have despair. This is not the time to let go of God. This is the time to stay on God's side, to live the way God wants us to live, to be diligent and to be watchful, because these are the days of the end. I pray for you that even as we go through the last days, you will continuously stand in the ways of God. You will share the light of God and the message of Christ with every single person that you can, because Jesus is coming soon. God bless you until next time.